Hi everybody, welcome. My name is Lara G. I'm so glad that you're here. You may also be joined by my cat Marcel, who was sleeping up until the moment I decided to record. And that's how it goes. So he's gonna be curious, he's gonna try and play. We'll see how it goes. I'm so glad that you're here. The intention of this 45-ish minute practice is to flow with fluidity and with all of the fire and activation and movement that is going around in the external and internal worlds within ourselves. It's so important to move with the way that water would move, knowing that our body is 70% water. How would that move? What does it look like to just flow, to move with organic shapes in your body? So that's the purpose of class today. Thank you for being here and just getting fluid to flow with your body. There won't be too much standing. A lot of it will be on the ground using gravity. If you want props, block, strap, totally up to you. I'm so glad that you're here. If you want to use your own playlist for music, we won't be using one today so that I can focus on cueing and moving us through the shapes. But if you've got one you want to put it on, you can put it on right now. We'll start on our backs. So come to lay on your back. In reclined bound angle, Supta Baddha Konasana, bring your feet together, take your knees wide, bring your shoulders all the way down to the ground. And for you, you can explore the length of this shape, the depth of it, by bringing your feet closer to the top edges of your mat or walking your heels in. And that will just intensify the stretch you feel in your grinds. And to get integrated, place your hands somewhere intentionally on your body. Perhaps it's your belly and your chest, or goalpost your arms. Just connect to the rise and the fall of your breath. Our breath is our greatest anchor to let us know when we are finding and connected to flow and fluidity, or when we're being too angular or disjointed or forceful. We'll start with a 3-part breath. So inhale, push your belly up and back, and then your ribs out. Bring your chest up. Exhale all the way back down, shorten your chest, pull your ribs in, draw your belly to your spine. So inhale, belly, ribs out, chest long. Exhale all the way back down. So find those shapes. Inhale, belly, ribs, chest. Exhale, chest, ribs, belly. Just notice the depth and smoothness of your breath, and if at any time that's too disjointed, you can release that. And release that breath technique. Inhale here. Exhale, draw your knees in about 1/3 of the way. Push your full soles of your feet together. Inhale. Exhale, draw your knees up and in another 1/3 of the way. You may feel some little shakes in your outer thighs. It's okay. We're building strength. One more inhale. Exhale, now squeeze your knees in together. Hold like this. Draw your inner thighs together as if there was a block there. Push your feet together. Inhale, release your knees all the way back down. And notice with that 2 sides of a coin, with that strength and activation, do you have more room now in your inner thighs? We'll do that 2 more times. Inhale. Exhale, 1/3 of the way up. Pause, squeeze your feet together. Let your head, neck, and shoulders be still. Inhale. Exhale, 1/3 of the way up. Hold. Feel the strength you're building in your inner and outer thighs. One more inhale. Exhale, bring your knees fully together. Squeeze your inner thighs like you've got a thigh master there. release your knees down. Again, it may feel good to bring your knees side to side. Just feel the space that you're making. One more time, inhale. Exhale, bring your knees a third of the way in, hold. What we're just doing is we're playing with tension and compression, really to help strengthen our thighs so that we can find more flexibility and health. Inhale. Exhale, bring your knees up another third of the way. Hold. Again, feel the shakes. Know that means you're creating new strength. Inhale. Exhale, bring your knees in all the way and hold. Zipper your inner thighs together. Inhale, let your knees fall soft. And again, rock your hips, your knees side to side. Just feel that. Bring your knees in. Take your feet underneath your knees. Just find some windshield wipers on your knees side to side. Just work deeper into the mobility of your hip sockets, side to side. So when you go one way, you find external rotation on the bottom knee and internal rotation up the top. Just notice without clinging to anywhere that's more tight or more open. Just be up for the fluid movement without attachment. And bring yourself back to center. Come onto your right side. Bring your knees on top of one another. Take your left arm in front of you, and then bring your right hand on top like you were clapping your hands. We're getting our shoulder mobility now. Inhale, sweep your right arm up overhead. Exhale to the right, kind of like you're painting a sun, a half circle. Inhale, swing back over your head. I'm a little limited of space here. Back down. And then find a few motions like this. When you get to the right, you'll feel a nice stretch in your pec muscle, the front of your chest. That's the purpose, in addition to just bringing mobility into your shoulder girdle, your shoulder socket. The last time you come to your right, and then come onto your right side. So walk your left hip on top of your right. Bring your right shoulder to the ground, flip your right palm up, take your left hand on top. Inhale, semicircle up and over. You take them down a little, losing space. And the same way back down. These New York City apartments, they're a little small. Just find room in your shoulder. And connect that to your breath, right? When we hold the breath, we're losing that state of flow, of awareness. Now we're gonna get really fun with it. Come back onto your right side. Inhale, paint your circle up and over to the left. And now come onto your left side. So it's like we're rolling around a little bit. Inhale, up and over to the right. Exhale down. And then find some of these movements as you roll around, but still keeping the semicircle in your arms. So this beautiful upward and overhead movement of your shoulders. And then finally, meet yourself back at center. Press your feet on the ground. Goal post your arms as much as you can. This range of motion may not be accessible to you right now, and that's okay. So you can bring your elbows in or upwards or even ragdoll overhead. Feel your inhales. Exhales. Release your grip. Bring your knees into your chest. Just find little circles in your spine one way and then the other, stimulating your organs. Also helps to release your low back. Feels real nice. Begin to rock the length of your mat, the length of your spine. And come into a seat, actually, is where we'll go from here. Seat sounds good because we're here. I'm going to face you because this will just be easier. Cross your right ankle forward of your left and just bring your shins parallel to the mat, so it may be a little different for you. Side stretch to your right, bring your right hand down. You can take your left arm overhead or press your left hand into your left thigh to plug your hip down. Breathe. Up to center, keep your legs where they are. You may need to rock your hips a little side to side and just find like a half fold. Nothing too intense. May even help to rock your hips just a little side to side. Come back up. Lean back, switch out your legs. So bring your left ankle forward. Side body stretch, place your left hand on the ground, reach your right arm up. This feels good if your purpose is to get length in your ribs and your breathing, intercostal muscles, or place your right hand onto your right thigh. Anchor down. It's if it was a scale of 1 to 10, it's like a 2. Just gentle. Inhale back up to center, and again, just find your half full. Keep your chest lifted, and then just rock a little side to side to find your outer thighs open. We'll do it again without the side bend. So cross your right ankle in front of your left. Lift your hips up. Take them back a little. That just makes a little more room. Sway a little side to side. And maybe you get a little deeper in your folds. The goal is not to release completely, but push your ankles into the ground so that you find lift and length. And again, you can move side to side if that feels like that releases anything in your low back, your glutes, your piriformis. Inhale, come back up. Switch out your legs. The cat is being very good right now. He's kind of just sitting and watching. Sway a little side to side. And then again, find your flat back. It helps to put your hands, your fingertips on the mat. That just helps me lift my chest. Breathe. Inhale, back up. Exhale, downward facing dog. So make this easy. You can bend your knees as much as you need. Maybe even sway a little side to side, back and forth. Push your hands down and forward and really grip at the mat. But then let your chest be heavy and your knees heavy. Inhale, look forward. Exhale, ragdoll pose. Take so many steps there, it's kind of ridiculous. Be slow. Be gentle. And then here, bend your knees a lot. And if you want even more relief and fluidity, you can bring your hands to a block or interlace your hands. It's up to you. Some knee bends. So we're going to our knee and ankle joints. Inhale, bend your knees. Keep your chest lifted. You can bring fingers to the ground. Exhale, lift. 2 more. Inhale, bend. Exhale, straighten. Keep your back as flat and active as you can. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, ragdoll twist. Take your left hand to the center of your mat or a block. Bend your left knee. Inhale, reach your right arm up. Feel expansion from wing to wing, so both fingertips. Let your left ear get heavy to your left shoulder. You can stay here, or perhaps that circular motions felt good on the ground. Take them again. Be mindful and intentional to do both sides of the circle. Inhale. Exhale, back to your ragdoll. Inhale, ragdoll twist to your left. Bring your left arm up. Bend your right knee a lot so that you can meet your body where it's at. Again, you can stay here. If you want circles with your entire arm. Let your right ear get heavy to your right shoulder. It's like you're working, but you're also peaceful, still. Exhale, ragdoll pose. Inhale, roll up, nice and slow. And as you do this, inhale, bring your arms up and back. Exhale, round overneath you. You're gonna lose my head, that's okay. Just a different angle here. Inhale, take your arms back, lift your chest, push your hips forward. Exhale, round over. One more time. Inhale, swing your arms back. Press your heart up and forwards. Exhale, all the way back down. From here, begin to work in our paraspinals, our back muscles. Bring your right ear to your right shoulder. Bend your left knee. Inhale, lift up to stand, almost like you're a doll. Exhale, bring your left ear to your shoulder. Go down to the left. If you've ever done sunflowers in a power class, very similar, but we're not using our arms. Inhale, bring up to the right. Exhale, down to the left. One more, inhale, up to the right. Exhale, down to the left. Other side, inhale, up to your left. Exhale, right ear, right shoulder. Keep your knees really bent. Two more. Last one. Exhale down. Bend your knees. Maybe you find a few bounces. Just really encourage your spine forward and tailbone up. Inhale here. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, look forwards. Exhale to your knees. Inhale, modified side plank to your left. Ground down through your right hand. Spin your right shin at a diagonal. Take your left foot back. Reach your right arm up. So your back foot's at a diagonal. This just helps to kind of create a tripod and kickstand. Now press your outer edge of your back foot into the ground. You can stay with your left arm up, or if you want to work into your side bodies, reach your arm overhead. Even deeper into your neck, bring your right ear to your shoulder. Push your left foot down and reach an equal opposition of your left hand. Inhale. Exhale, tabletop, nice and gentle. Inhale, modified side plank to your right. Reach your right arm up. Keep breathing. Push your right foot actively down into the ground. And then really lengthen your wrist from your armpit. So press the ground away. Lift your left oblique up. And you can find your side stretch. Ear to shoulder. Push your right foot down. Reach your right arm overhead. Inhale. Exhale, tabletop. Inhale. Exhale, flip your wrists towards, your fingertips rather, towards your knees. Again, if you don't have that rotation in your wrists quite yet, totally fine. Sometimes just fingertips outwards feels really great. Or begin to play with the degree of rotation. Wherever you get to that feels comfortable in your wrist. Tuck your toes, lean your hips back just a little bit. And you get to play with the level of intensity. Let it be fluid and easeful. Rather than locking out your joints, keep your elbows bent just slightly. And the best, this is like double duty, so you're stretching your wrists and the underneaths of your feet, your toes, your arches. When you're ready to come out of this, lean your weight forward, spin your fingertips forward. Notice that space, and then flip your palms upwards. So a different kind of wrist stretch. From here, lean back again. And I even like to take a few circles one way This will really get into your forearms too. So if you've been sitting at your computer a lot or been doing a lot of vinyasa or power yoga, this will help really just easefully get into those spaces. And I don't know if you all can hear this, but my cat is like obsessively cleaning himself. So it's a great time. All right, flip your fingertips forwards and then just notice that, right? Actually, let's come to sit on our feet. Roll out your wrists. One way and the other way. Hey, weirdo, what are you doing? Psst. Not you, my cat. All right, roll out your wrists one way and then the other with the knuckles. That's the best way to kind of keep track of where you are. And downward facing dog. All right, you're grounded. I don't know what you're doing. Downward facing dog. Again, bend and unbend your knee. Notice the space that you've created. What are you doing? Take a breath in. Bend your knees a lot. Exhale, low lunge. Bring your right leg between your hands. Draw your back knee down. Now I have some stuff going on with my knee, so I'm going to take a block. You could even do that with a towel too. Inhale, crescent moon variation. Bring your hands up on top of your right thigh. Lean your weight forwards. Push down through your bottom knee, so you're not like going too far into this. Push down through your heel and your bottom knee so that you feel that space. Hook your right thumb into your hip crease. Inhale, reach your left arm overhead. Exhale, side bend to the right. Bring your left arm up and over to your right. You'll feel a stretch in your hip flexor, your psoas. That means you're doing it right. And breathe. Inhale here. Exhale, half split. So for me, I need to remove my prop. Gently come onto my back knee. Flex your right toes to your face, and then actively scrape your heel back. Yeah, you'll feel length in your hamstring. And then you can even windshield wiper your legs side to side, back and forth. You can stay here or just find a little twist to your right. Plug your right hip back into your socket. Out. Bye-bye. Flex your toes to your face. Sorry, team. He's just licking my harmonium bag. I have no clue what's going on with him. A little weird. Inhale, back up to center. Exhale to your low lunge. To wide-legged forward fold. Spin your toes to the left. Lean your weight forwards. And then actively pull your heels apart. You can stay here if you want kind of like a wide-legged fold down. Oh, hi, you're back. Wide-legged fold down dog variation. Push your hands into the ground. Press your tailbone behind you. Inhale. Exhale, low lunge to runner's lunge. Walk your right foot out. Again, if you have any knee issues, I would recommend placing your knee on something. Walk your toes over to the right. Really soften your chest down. You can stay here. If you'd like to meet us in a little twist, bring your right hand to your right thigh. Press your hand into your thigh. Roll your shoulder back. You can stay here, or if a half bind or a quad stretch is in your practice, squeeze your left heel to your butt. May even be nice to bring your left hand into a block. Reach your right arm back, take your right thumb up, and then just reach for your foot. Depending on the opening or strength of your quad, it may or may not happen. And you can even just reach back. The goal is to find the twist and the length in your front hip flexor. One more inhale. Exhale, downward facing dog. Bring your hands to your mat. Gently step your foot back. Just bend your knees. Notice the room, the easefulness you've facilitated. Inhale, bend your knees. Exhale, low lunge. Bring your left foot between your hands. Take your right knee to the ground. Inhale, kneeling crescent moon. Bring your hands to your left thigh. Again, rather than putting all your money in the lunge, right? Keep this active. Dig your right knee down. Try and almost take your right knee forwards. And then do the same with your left heel. Push your left heel down and scrape it to your back. This will allow strength in your inner thighs, but then a more controlled release of your front hip flexor. Stand up tall, ensure your shoulders over your hips. For the side stretch, hook your left thumb to your outer thigh. This will help just create a little opening. Reach your right arm up first and then overhead. A lot of the times we go for like the flexion of the side body, but when you find extension first, so lift, axial extension, and then over, you'll get a more optimal side stretch. Inhale. Exhale, bring your hands to the ground, half splits. Shift your hips back. Flex your left toes to your face. Keep your chest lifted and straight. Find your windshield wipers, one side and the other side. And you can stay there or find a little bit of a twist. Push your right hip back. Keep your chest lifted. Nothing too intense. Again, like a 3 out of a 10. And breathe. The goal is this fluid pace and ease in your body. Inhale. Exhale, low lunge, wide-legged forward fold. Point your toes forward. From here you can stay or we can move into lateral lunges. Bend your back knee, come high onto your toes. Flex your left toes to your face. You can even play with a little bit of twist. Bring your right hand down, reach your left arm up. Maybe even ear to shoulder, it's up to you. And then switch it out to your left. Come into your left toes, flex your right foot. Pull your heel towards your right heel towards your left heel. This will really help engage your legs. And you can find the twist. Inhale. Exhale, wide-legged forward fold. Yes, I know. Inhale. Exhale, low lunge to runner's lunge. Pivot yourself forward. Come onto your back knee. Take your right toes out, your heels in, and ensure that your knee is pointed in that same direction. What you'll see a lot of the time is kind of this rolling out. We're not really quite doing that right now. Or like toes in. Just ensure that your knee is pointed in the direction of your toes. It's better to be safe. From here you can stay or find the twist. Bring your left hand to your left thigh. Keep your chest lifted, roll open, or the quad stretch. Bend your back knee, point your toes, reach for your foot. Push your hand into foot, foot into hand, and lean your chest back a little. Yeah, you've got it. Breathe. Again, feel your body still active, right? That's a part of the fluidity. When we think of the ocean, it's still powerful. It's not submissive, right? But it's the equal of the both. Inhale. Exhale, release your leg. Downward facing dog. Hold a little stillness. Press your ankle bones outwards. Notice your outer thighs really engaged to do this. Inhale. Exhale, bring your right knee to your wrist crease, half pigeon. And if you have any knee or hip injuries, surgeries, lack of mobility, you can come onto your back for a supine figure 4. So on your back, cross your right ankle over your right thigh. That just might be a more comfortable, right? We're working with fluidity. We can't find fluidity when poses just don't feel good that day, right? So walk your hips in line, your hands in line with your hips. Point your right knee out to the right edge of your mat and Your foot does not need to be parallel to your edge. I have really tight outer hips, so it just feels good to bring my heel closer into my groin rather than like forcing it to the top and then my hips aren't even square. So meet yourself where you are. You can stay here, inhale. Exhale, lower to the ground. If you have a block, a great prop, just depending on how open your hips are, to place underneath your chest cavity. So not your belly. You could do your head, but this is just a different way, and relax your forehead to the ground. Keep this a little active. Push your right knee into the earth. Draw your right hip back. Energetically pull your knees towards one another. You'll feel your core engage slightly. You can stay here. If you'd like more spinal movement, inhale, come to your hands. Take your fingertips, bring them wide. Inhale, hug your elbows in, lift your chest. Exhale, bend your elbows, lower your chest down. You're getting into your pecs too. Inhale, draw your elbows in, lift your chest. Exhale, bend your elbows, lower down. One more, inhale, straighten your arms, press the earth away. Exhale down. Inhale, everybody come to your hands. Exhale, downward facing dog. Notice the difference in your outer thigh without attachment. Inhale. Exhale, half pigeon on your left. Bring your left knee to your left wrist and the left outer edge of your mat. Again, if you were on your back for figure 4, just stay there. No reason to make it more complicated. Wherever, if you're on your half pigeon, even if you're on your back, if you're on your back, press your ankle to your thigh. If you're in half pigeon, push your ankle into the ground, lift your chest. You can stay here, or if you had your block underneath, like your ribs and your chest, lower down. Let your forehead come to your knuckles, the earth, or a prop. And draw your shoulders away from your ears. If your breath is getting stuck anywhere, bring your breath to that area to allow for a little bit of cleansing through your breath, through the prana, the movement. You can stay here, team, if you want that spinal movement like we took on the other side. If you did on the other side, best to do it on this side. Spider tip your fingers. Inhale, squeeze and wrap your triceps in to lift up. Exhale, bend your elbows, lower down. 2 more. Inhale, wrap your elbows in, lift your chest. Exhale, bend your elbows, lower down. Last one. Inhale, straighten your arms, lift your chest. Exhale, lower down. Inhale, straighten your arms, bring your palms to the ground, tuck your toes. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, look forward. Exhale, puppy pose. Take your hips over your knees. Reach your fingertips forwards. Bring your forehead or your chin to the ground. Truly, what you decide is based on the flexibility of your shoulders, but no reason to force it. Bring your palms under your shoulders. Inhale, tabletop. Exhale, come to your seat. Separate leg stretching. Take your right leg out. Bring your left ankle to your inner right thigh. Lift your hips up and forward a little bit. You can stay here, inhale, lift. Option, exhale, twist over your thigh. Press your right hip bone into its socket. If you'd like the side body stretch, fold forward first. And then walk your right hand over to your right ankle. Sweep your left arm up and overhead. Let your left hip tip come up just a little bit. You can even round it forward. My cat is playing with a toy. He never plays with a toy. This is ridiculous, Marcel. Inhale, back up to your seat. Exhale, switch out your legs. Take your left leg out. Bring your right ankle to your left inner thigh. Now, if you have any low back challenges, rather than taking your knee like wider, bring your knee in a little more. This will just keep your pelvis somewhat neutral. Again, you can stay here. You can twist and fold to your left if you want the side body stretch. Fold right in front of your right shin. Walk your hands to the left. Inhale, sweep your right arm up and overhead. Feel this stretch all the way from your hip, all the way to your fingertips. Inhale, back up. Exhale, bend your knees, lower onto your belly. Onto your belly. Inhale, Sphinx pose. Bring your elbows under your shoulders. Take your feet wide. So unlike Cobra, although I do Cobra this way now too, but if you worry more about bringing your toes together, just bring them wide. Draw your elbows backwards to your hips to lift your chest. You can stay here or seal pose. Walk your hands even further forwards. Press down through your arms, straighten your arms, lift your chest. You'll feel a little bit of tension in your low back. That's okay, but if it's more musculature, not musculature, like your bones, then you may want to come down to Sphinx or Cobra. Squeeze your thumbs in. Press your palms down and forward, lift your chest. Inhale. Exhale, lower down. Crocodile pose, bring one hand on top of the other. Rest your forehead down. Rock your hips side to side, only if that feels rejuvenating. Notice the weight of gravity supporting you. And just like a pancake, flip onto your back. If you have a block, grab one. If not, no worries. Legs up the wall pose. Extend your feet up to the ceiling. If you don't have a block, take your hands, place them underneath your tush, and this will just allow for some levitation. If you have your block, place it underneath your sacrum rather than your low back. So right where the bony part is under your butt, extend your legs up the ceiling. Again, bring your hands just somewhere that's intentional. Feel your breath rise and fall. You can close your eyes if that feels appropriate and safe, or you can dim your gaze too. Inhale. Exhale, bring your feet to the earth. Remove any props that you had underneath you. Bring your tailbone to the ground. Just pause for a moment in neutral. Notice your breath. Inhale, bring your right knee into your chest. And if you have tight hip flexors, it may feel best just to leave your left foot down or extend it out in front of you. Find circles in your right hip joint. One way, and then the other way. Now your ankle. One way, and then the other way. Inhale, bring your knee into your chest. Exhale, straighten your leg. Take your hands behind your hamstring or calf. Really just depends on how flexible you are, but you don't want to use force. Let your head stay heavy to the ground. Push your leg into your hand. Flex your toes to your face. Draw your right hip into its socket. Inhale. Exhale, bend your knee. Squeeze your heel into your butt and draw your knee into your chest. A few more times. Inhale, straighten your leg, but now point your toe, so almost a point flex. Exhale, flex your foot, bring your knee in. One more time. Inhale, straighten and point. Exhale, flex, bend, knee into chest. Inhale, straighten, point. Release your leg, point your toes, let your leg fall all the way to the ground. Feel that length now. May even feel good to bring your hips side to side. Delicious. Other leg. Again, bend your bottom leg if you did on the other side. If not, keep it straight. And then just find your circles with your left leg. One way, and then the other way. And then your ankle, roll it out. One way, the other way, just to match. Inhale, bring your knee up and around your ribs. Exhale, straighten your leg. Take your hand like to where you did on the other side. Push your leg into your hand, flex your toes to your face. Rather than letting your shoulders curl up, can you draw them down your back and really anchor everything that's in the earth? Inhale. Exhale, bend your knee. Bring your knee into your chest. Inhale, straighten your leg, point your toe. Exhale, flex your foot, bring your knee in. Inhale, straighten and point. Exhale, bend and squeeze. Last one, inhale, straighten, point. Let your leg go, slowly bring it all the way to the ground. Let your hips wiggle a little. Inhale, bring your knees into your chest. Exhale, gentle twist to your left. And your hips don't have to immediately stack. And then I would recommend with your right arm, bring your right arm up at a diagonal. This will help get into your pec muscle, your right pec. If you want a deeper stretch for your top leg, I have to move a little bit, straighten your right leg. And you can even use your left hand to push your leg into your hand and find the length of your tailbone. Breathe. And like a pendulum, swing your right leg down, keep your left knee bent, just some hip circles. Inhale, drag your heel into your right hip. Exhale, bring your knee out like you were coming into tree, and inhale, lower down. Exhale, inhale, exhale out, all the way down. Inhale, bring your heel in. Exhale, bring your right knee out. Now switch out that direction. Inhale, bring your right knee in, up, and down. One more inhale, inhale in, up, and down. Take both of your knees into your chest, twist to your right. Again, your hip, just let them stack how much feels good for your low back. And take your left arm up at a diagonal. That's really more of the focus, is the length in your chest. You can stay, or you can bring your left leg long. I like to take my bottom or top hand and push my foot into that hand. Really feel the space from your tailbone, your heel, and your arm. Inhale. Exhale, swing your left leg onto the ground. Keep your right knee bent. And then your circles again. So inhale, bring your left heel in. Exhale, bring your left knee out. And down, inhale in. Exhale, knee out, down and long. One more time, inhale, bring your knee in, and then we'll switch out directions. Exhale, left knee out and down. Other side, bring your knee out, in, and down. Last one, out, in, and down. And then bring both of your knees together and then just begin to rock your knees side to side, much like how we started. And as you rock, start to walk your feet down, 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 down until you get into final rest. Let your toes point out. Press your elbows down to lift your heart up. And we'll release any of the extra energy. So start pointing and flexing your feet really fast. It's kind of like you're scraping back and forth on your mat. Point, flex, point, flex, point, flex, point, flex. This is allowing you to release any extra energy for 4, for 3, 2, 1. Complete stillness. We are just here for about a minute or two. Again, come back to that smoothness and the organic movement of your breath. We're still here. Fluidity comes when we're able to be still as well. Soften any of the extra areas you might be holding on to. Let your jaw soften. Relax your eyes. The best part is you're probably at home or somewhere that you can stay. If you'd like, then stay. If it's time to move on, find little movements in your body and let it be organic. Almost like a waking up dance. Let your shapes be natural to your body and what your body wants to do until you find yourself on one side. Use your arm as a pillow and pause to reflect. And just see yourself now and with this last moments of movement and stillness, how it's improved your life and your ability to respond with mindful devotion and understanding, with ease. Inhale, press up to a seat, press one ankle in front of the other, and just pause. Bring your hands somewhere intentional. For me, it will be hands to heart and reverence. It might look different for you. Notice what it feels like to sit tall. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. And the light, the beauty, and the fluidity in me bows to that within all of you. When we bow forward, the gesture of namaste, just thanking you for being here, for doing this practice and this service that serves all. Namaste, Marcel. Thank you for watching and being present. went a little over, so I apologize, but I hope it was with all good use of your time and your body. Again, my name is Lara. Thank you for joining me and just moving a little more organically and less forcefully. I would love to hear what you all want to work more on. In my brain, I've got some hip release that we'll work on, but let me know if there's anything else you would love to move into that you're just not seeing in this world that we have right now of yoga. So thank you for being here. I appreciate every single one of you, and I hope to see your faces very, very soon. Thank you. Namaste.